The Idaho is a power Sharpie created for comfortably cruising inland rivers, freshwater lakes, semi-protected seas, and undertaking select coastal crossings. This light and lean wooden boat is 31 feet long and 5 feet 3 inches at the beam, and explicitly designed to be wheelchair accessible. The Idaho is design number 556 from Phil Bolger, a prolific, eclectic, inventive naval architect. Phil created boats of all shapes and sizes, ranging from the replica HMS Surprise to the tiny, mighty Microtug. But Phil really specialized in the Sharpie. He once speculated he had more experience with these boats than anyone on the planet. He was drawn to them because of their low cost, light draft, speed, handiness under sail, graceful appearance, and rather surprising seaworthiness. Bolger's penchant for simple, first principles thinking made boats accessible for everybody. Enter Bernie Wolfard, anonymous, adventurous, intrepid builder and businessman. Bernie had become wheelchair-bound from his exploits and was looking for a calmer way to get his wild out. He wrote to Phil, and after plans were laid, Bernie and his buddies began building the Idaho in 1994 at Rivers West Small Crafts Center in Oregon. Bernie wrote about his immense satisfaction when they launched Elizabeth Ann later that year. He continued to document his adventures on the water. 25 years later, we're lucky to land her off Craigslist. Since then, our crew of 4 has traveled hundreds of nautical miles across the Puget Sound, San Juan Islands, and more. Then, we found some rock.
That's coming from the bottom, and that is the bottom. That's like skin boat thin right here. Good evening.
We've been on the hard for months now. In our last 2 videos, we followed in Bernie's proverbial footsteps, creating a huge plywood patch for the bottom of the boat. Now it's time to completely fuse the two with epoxy, fasteners, Dynel, and paint.
Okay, it's been like 10-12 hours, and the stuff is just rock hard. There's no residue, there's no tack. I'm really pleased with how it's cured. Super duper duper hard. That's great. It's great. First time on since it's been opened up. I'm about to step on this. No residue, no tack. Beautiful, beautiful wood. I've ground back to where you can see where it's glued. And there's like a couple of small voids, but nothing severe. I'm sure everything got coated. There was just a bead. Drips coming from the edge here.
The bottom of the boat reminds me of whale skin, a living canvas of water-like hues etched with the passage of time and the stories of its life.
SD card full. Come back and hit it with epoxy again, and then maybe one fairing coat and then bottom paint. Not coming up at all. Here, you need to come get this end and help him. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's okay, it'll sand out. That's the way I applied it. It's really nice and hard though. Okay, so here's the aftermath from the wax paper and fairing filler. It's really nice and smooth, and the voids I do have left I think are going to be easy to fill because I've got this flat surface to work from. This is before sanding, so I've got to finish off sanding that. But today what I'm going to do is mix a big batch and roll it on to further saturate my Dynel, get it covered up, and then I've got actual Peel Ply that I'm going to be applying to this and then scraping flat. So wish me luck. So now I'm switching to Peel Ply, putting the Peel Ply on.
While the Idaho was one of the simplest boat builds Bernie had seen, he noted the only thing that makes her difficult at all is her size. Tasks that would normally take an hour can take 3 to 4. For example, there are 64 number 10 screws per side holding down the chine log. Simply pre-drilling the screw holes for both chines took 2.5 hours and left Bernie tired for 2 days. Of course, I am not 25 years old anymore, he wrote. Well, neither is Ryan. Luckily, he only has to drill 9 screw holes per side for the chine replacements. Someone once commented the boat looks sort of strange without a waterline. When we saw the combo of these colors and thought of the extra protection the paint would provide, we realized they were right. Now? It's hard to believe this is the first time in 4 months Baby Blues has been out from underneath her canopy. More unbelievable is the fact that she's whole again and better than ever. For 4 long months we sawed, sanded, slurried, sawed, and sanded some more. When we began, we didn't know what we faced. As we went, we often didn't know the next step to take. The repair, which once seemed an almost insurmountable challenge, now stands as proof of our capabilities and resilience. Through the process, we became not just owners, but true caretakers, preserving a unique, one-of-a-kind wooden boat that's become part of Pacific Northwest history. The Idaho was created for simplicity, Elizabeth Ann for accessibility, Baby Blues for adventure. She's not perfect and never will be. We'll always be working on her, always be improving her, but most of our time will be spent enjoying her on the water where she's meant to be. We'd like to give a huge thanks to the Wooden Boat Forum, and specifically WhizBang13, Yeadon, Gypsy, and J. Patrick. Your guidance and encouragement was invaluable.
This isn't a Delos aluminum craft coming off the line. It's a plywood boat built by a guy in a chair. So just chill out. We'll look at some of the imperfections that you've lived with thus far. We'll have some fun. That's what it's all about.